Crazy. Oh, a nice sunny day in Brisbane, eh? What's the name of this airport, Errol?
Heckfield.
Leckfield? Heckfield.
Yeah,
Heckfield. I'm actually here at Heckfield Aerodrome. We're just south of Brisbane. We've had a couple of big showers that have come through this morning, but it's looking like it's clearing up, which is great because I'm quite excited to bring this to you. We're actually going to be flying the new Sling TSi, which is behind me at the moment. We're going to be taking it out, hopefully down to the coast, down for a bit of sightseeing along the coastline, and hopefully finding out what it's like to fly the Sling TSi. Well, that rhymes.
Clear prop.
Beautiful. Yep. They've got enough headroom there, yep.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I got plenty. I'm 6'2" and I've still got
I've actually
plenty of room.
I put a little bit more foam in my seats, simply so that, you know, I've got a bit of a bony arse. So I put more foam in there, so you sit a little bit higher than what you normally would.
Yeah.
So you can at least probably go another inch lower normally.
You've got to give it some revs over this, don't you? Keep it rolling.
Echo traffic, Tango Sierra Hotel, now line up rolling runway 10 for a local flight, departing to the east, thank you. Alright, so around about 50 knots you can pull a little bit of pressure on the stick.
Yep.
There you go. So you'll see she comes up fairly quickly, and then about there we'll just put a little bit of pressure and...
That's a nice high angular climb there.
Yeah. So once you straight and level, go from climb to cruise, and the RPM will now drop to 5,000. It's fairly sensitive initially when you feel it, and once you get the feel of it, you'll see that it's got a very nice harmonized feeling to it.
I tell you, it is weird flying with a stick in the middle on the right-hand side. And not on my left-hand side.
That must be a bit of a difference for you.
Yeah. I should introduce you. Everyone, this is Errol. Hey, Errol, thanks for letting me have a go in your your lovely Sling TSi.
Yeah.
Errol's based up here in Heckfield? Heckfield Aerodrome, which is just north of Surfers Paradise. It's kind of on the east coast of Australia, near Brisbane, if you're not familiar with Australia. And Errol got in touch, asked if I wanted to have a go flying the Sling TSi. Of course I said yes. Give us a few stats, Errol. Come on, what can this plane do?
The aircraft at about 80% power will give you 135 knots indicated. Obviously with a turbo, once you go up and you go to over 10,000 foot, that's where it really becomes very nice. You're going to see a TAS of at least 150 to 155 knots. So you can really plan your flight at 150 knots. In terms of your endurance, you've got about 7 hours at that speed. If you use the external tanks, which will give you an extra couple of liters, 70 liters extra, you go to 250 liters. Now that 250 liters is going to give you at least 9 hours of range on this aircraft. So with 9 hours at 140 to 150 knots, you go quite a long way.
One of the things I'm particularly impressed by, which is new to me, is FADEC.
Yes.
A FADEC control.
Well, typically, you've got one lever only, and it's just a throttle lever. You just go, you just apply power, and the engine and the electronic control unit of the engine will adjust the mixture and everything, depending on what altitude you use. So it will always give you the perfect mixture, and so it's really, really simple to fly. You don't have to think about a lot. It takes all the workload off the pilot, I'd say.
Because I haven't touched that once. I know you set us up in the cruise, but
No,
you've literally switched this switch to cruise.
Absolutely.
And what's that one doing?
So that one basically is a constant speed controller. So what it will do, it will give you finest pitch on takeoff, which means you're going to get about 5,700 RPM, 5,700 on the takeoff, That's what the Rotax spins at. Then in the climb, once you're in the climb, you can turn it down, you're going to get about 5,400 RPM. And as you then get into the cruise, you level out, you will then maintain 5,000 RPM all the way. You can, however, manually change the pitch as well. So it's got a full manual control on it as well if you want to do so. Okay, so we're just going to get up to Gold Coast. So we go down to 1,000 foot. You see this inlet here. It's what we call porpoise point.
Okay.
And so we go 1,000 foot over water. You can go sort of, 500.
A little bit to the left?
Yeah, go a little bit over water. So that's SeaWorld over here, the Southport Yacht Club over there. That little high rises there, that's Southport. Okay. And then obviously Surfers Paradise starts here with the high rises on the beach.
Some of my favourite sort of flying, to be honest, just this kind of low level with the beach on one side.
Especially here, you can do it so much here, it's just nice. Yeah, so you can see here, so 71% power will give us a typical fuel use, 25 litres per hour. And then we do about 122 knots there, it's about 120 knots indicated. Yeah, now you can go up if you want, so apply power, I'm going to put you in the climb. And you can go full power there, and then you can climb at 70 knots, and you'll see you get quite a crazy climb angle.
My ears just popped. That's how quickly we're climbing.
So the autopilot is really very simple to use. For example, you're now straight and level, you know where you want to go. You switch on your autopilot, the autopilot switch on there. That'll bring the autopilot controller into play. You can also do this by just touching the screen. It will bring up the autopilot system. However, I'll just work it from this controller. So first of all, you just want to get your heading in the same direction as where you're flying. So we'll just hit the heading button once. It will show us the track where we're flying. If you hit it, you can see it. So you can see now we've got the heading track there. Once I've got that, I can just hit the level and the autopilot is on. Done. But I want it to maintain this heading and this altitude, so I can set heading and alt. Now the heading and the alt is working, autopilot is on. So now by using this knobs, I can literally steer the aircraft. So for example, I want to go to Heckfield Airport. I'll just turn it towards Heckfield. And it will now start following our track to Heckfield.
See, this is the same autopilot that some Cirrus pilots would be familiar with, is that right?
So. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's a very standard layout for the Garmin.
Yeah, in the Garmin perspective system in the Cirrus, the newer aircraft, not mine, I've got an older Garmin autopilot, but this layout will be very familiar.
It's really simple. So now, once we're out of the climb, I can now put it into cruise. RPM just drops down to 5,000 RPM, and voila. So the thing I do love about the Sling is the way it turns. If you can put it into a fairly steep turn,
try not to climb.
It's got a very nice balanced controls on it. It's your forward pitch and your roll, pitch and roll, very very similar. So
okay.
It's got a very very nice. It's got a pretty good roll rate as well, so you can really turn it steep.
I think I'm anticipating having to pull back a bit there because I'm climbing up, but
you almost need
don't
nothing.
really need to do that
no,
as much.
You almost need nothing.
Yeah, see, I got too much back pressure there. Let's go back.
Very little pressure on that stick when you turn.
Yeah, otherwise I don't want to pop us up into that cloud.
Yeah.
Just bring us down a bit. Yeah, that's really light actually. I was expecting, because with some other aircraft, you just turn. Cool. So obviously Errol is a pilot as well. He's into aviation. We're making this video because I really wanted to try out this aircraft, but you also sell these planes. Who would this be designed for? Like, who is your customer?
Well, I would say anybody from farmers, who's got a farm that wants to travel long distances. Like the other day, sort of from Melbourne to Adelaide is 2 hours 40, 2 hours 50 minutes flying. Of course, we also sell the aircraft as a kit. It means that, we've got quite a number of kit builders that has got such a wide range of aircraft nowadays. But there's not a lot of 4-seat kits around.
Yeah.
It's a Vance RV10 or it's a Sling 4.
How long has this been around for? How old is the TSi?
TSi development started around about 2016. I think the first prototype flew around about the 2017s. We've actively started marketing this aircraft at the end of 2018. and we have sold 9 to date. So it's really coming in its own, and especially now with our high wing version on the horizon. I think the high wing, especially in Australia, is going to be extremely popular aircraft.
Bonus points to anyone watching as well if you know where the Sling actually comes from, because it's not Australian, it's not an American aircraft. This is a South African company that creates Sling, is that right?
Yeah, fully developed and manufactured in South Africa.
And any of you student pilots out there that may be learning to fly at the moment, your training school may well have a Sling, possibly not the TSi, but is it the Sling 2? It's quite a popular trainer aircraft.
So we use the Sling 2 in our training schools. Very, very popular as a trainer, a strong aircraft, has got fantastic flying characteristics. Flies very similar to this aircraft. Very nice balanced controls. It's really built extremely strong.
And look at the day, Errol. Look at it now. Like we were not an hour ago, we were on the grounds having a coffee, and it was chucking it down with rain outside. But this is Brisbane's turned it on now. Beautiful now.
This is Gold Coast.
Errol, give me a smile.
There's a little bump.
Little bump. It's pretty much the only one we've had.
So 70 generally is a nice approach.
Say Bushcat. Well, that's good. You can
global aviation products. That's good.
I need a hat as well. Look at this hair. That was a good flight. Thank you, Errol. Now, as well as Sling, just quickly as a bit of a bonus at the end of this video, there's another aircraft that you deal with here, which I thought you guys might be interested in having a look at. Much smaller, very different mission objective. What's over here?
It's the Bushcat. Now, the Bushcat is really an adventure aircraft, very affordable flying, available in tricycle gear, or you can have it as a tail dragger option. Really made for those rough bush trips, going out in a paddock, landing anywhere. You know what I do like about the aircraft? It is probably the widest cockpit you'll get in any light sport aircraft. So you can put two big boys in here. And this one is fairly comprehensive cockpit. Generally, we will never put the autopilot in it. We will never put the dynon in there. But this specific client wanted things like that, and that's what he gets. Tubular with what we call the tri-laminate skin, simple to build.
We don't have too much time. I really want to have a go in it. I want to land it on a beach, but it's that kind of mission that you can do with this kind of plane, isn't it?
It's got very short takeoff and landing capabilities. If I say very short, I'm talking 60 meters. However, you can still cruise at around 85 to 90 knots, which is not too slow as well.
It's actually a beautiful day now.
Oh, look at this. It's so nice.
Gorgeous.
It turned out well.
It did turn out well. Errol, thank you very much.
That was good.
I'll link to...
nice flying with you.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. And do you know what? It's my first time in any Sling aircraft. I'll link to Errol's details down below as well if you want to get in touch. You've got any questions about the TSi. He very kindly let me fly in that plane for free and brought me up here today. So least I can do is give him a click on the link and check out what Sling has to offer. But yeah, nice flying with you. Thank you, mate.
Thanks, Steve.
All the best. Cheers.